Hello everyone. Today I bring to you my discipleship journey in this last week of our class, Theology 640. Since I moved to the United States 20 years ago, I became involved in different ministries in the Catholic Church. For more than 50 years, I was a children prayer leader in a group in Spanish in South Florida until the advice of the priest that told me that I needed to enter to the catechetical program and to teach kids in English. So it was a great challenge for me, extremely difficult, but he knew I was able to do it and it will be important for me in my discipleship. However, at this time I couldn't understand him. Now I appreciate it so much. At that time, I felt that I was a good volunteer. Not at all. I not even think about discipleship. When our children graduated from college, I knew it was my time to finish my career and do my master's. I felt the call to study theology at CDU, Catholic Distance University, instead of education in my alma mater in Florida. When I took Principles of Catholic Education 560, I felt an immense love and joy because I realized for the first time in more than 20 years of being a disciple, it was until that moment that I realized that I was a disciple of Christ, following His great commission. For the first time, the words of the Gospel of Matthew 28:19-20 made me in tears while using the Lectio Divina reflection. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. At that moment, I felt that Jesus was directly talking to me. And for the first time, I felt that I was a discipleship. I understood the reason the priest wanted me to be part of the catechetical program in the United States and be a catechist. Later, in the video on the same class that made me change my perspective completely from volunteer, good Catholic volunteer at the church, was the reflection on John 1:35-51 in the John's Bible Illumination Call of the Disciples by Barbara Sutton. She led us in a reflection that Jesus was by, Jesus bled on, and asked, "What are you looking for?" And after praying and reflecting, I understood the joy of following Jesus. This is a joyful encounter. Faith is not a possession. I needed to share my faith with others, not only in Spanish, but also in English, in the land that received me and welcomed me. And I'm sharing it. In our parishes, Jesus still calls us to be disciples rather than volunteers. And I invite you to make in your ministry that mission that the people feel welcome to the church, to be part of the church as disciples. Because for a long time I was just treated as a good volunteer at the Catholic Church. Finally, when I read Forming Intentional Discipleship by Sherry Waddell, she gives us shocking statistics about the Catholic Church, and one that is shocked me the most was that how Christians have a personal relationship with God. And in that hub, they are including priests, parish ministries, DRE, and leaders of the Catholic Church. She explains the challenge of evangelization in the modern world with the 5 pre-disciple thresholds. And sincerely, I had my relationship with God long time ago, but no one in catechesis or no one had told me that we were able to have that relationship with God, with Christ during the sacraments. So I feel that there is a lot that we can do to improve evangelization. And I'm going to share with you, Sherry, what are 5 thresholds to go from passive discipleship, the pre-evangelization, to the active stage and proclamation of the charisma. The first 3 are the passive discipleship. According to her, almost 35% of the people are in this range, and the other 65 are inactive disciples. The first one is initial trust. Build the first bridge of trust. As disciples of Christ, when someone comes to us, the first thing that we need to do is be kind and to irradiate that trust. The second is casual curiosity. So always be ready to respond to religious questions. And the third one is real spiritual openness. When someone wants really to open to be a disciple, study to move from the passive pre-evangelization to the active stage of discipleship. To go to that active state of discipleship, we start seeking spiritual seeking, a personal faith, a personal relation with God. Then the 5th one is intentional discipleship. That is the one that we follow Christ and we pass from the passive to the active faith to evangelize and to be a disciple of Christ, as is mentioned in John 1:35-51. I realized that I had passed the intentional discipleship threshold long ago. And I'm in the disciple stage called lifelong second conversion, as Sherry Weddell mentioned. Is when you decided to be part of the church, part of the ministry. And I decided to be a disciple in the area of catechism, forming basic habits of discipleship to children, so I know they trust in me. And that trust and curiosity to know more about God and our Catholic faith made me realize that it's very important for me as a public figure in the church to be trustful, to be morally correct, and I had the responsibility to practice what I'm teaching, not just teaching and forgetting what I'm saying to the kids. So I thank you, all of you, for helping me grow in faith, knowledge, and understanding during the theology class 640. The videos, the discussions, engagement have helped me tremendously to understand different topics that I was not well known or prepared or I didn't know. And I have learned so much from all of you. Many blessings in your careers, in your evangelization, discipleship, in this class, in future classes, in your masters. And I know you're going to be a tremendous leaders, disciples, and I'm learning so much from all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Padgett. Thank you for this class. And bye-bye for now. Until next time, we meet you in another class. Keep in touch. Maritza Martinez Mejia. I'm more in the active in social media and website with LuzDelMes, LuzDelMes. That means momly light. This is my mission. Thank you. God bless you.